The Art of Worldly Wisdom. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Linda Sonrisa, Servision.org. The Art of Worldly Wisdom by Baltasar Gracian. Section 9. 61. To excel in what is excellent. A great rarity among excellences. You cannot have a great man without something preeminent. Mediocrities never win applause. Eminence in some distinguished post distinguishes one from the vulgar mob and ranks us with the elect. To be distinguished in a small post is to be great in little. The more comfort, the less glory. The highest eminence in great affairs has the royal characteristic of exciting admiration and winning goodwill. 62. Use good instruments. Some would have the subtlety of their wits proven by the meanness of their instruments. 'Tis a dangerous satisfaction, and deserves a fatal punishment. The excellence of a minister never diminished the greatness of his Lord. All the glory of exploits reverts to the principal actor, also all the blame. Fame only does business with principles. She does not say, "This had good, that had bad servants," but "This was a good artist, that a bad one." Let your assistants be selected and tested therefore, for you have to trust to them for an immortality of fame. 63. To be the first of the kind is an excellence, and to be eminent in it as well, a double one. To have the first move is a great advantage when the players are equal. Many a man would have been a veritable phoenix if he had been the first of the sort. Those who come first are the heirs of fame. The others get only a younger brother's allowance. Whatever they do, they cannot persuade the world they are anything more than parrots. The skill of prodigies may find a new path to eminence, but prudence accompanies them all the way. By the novelty of their enterprises, sage write their names in the golden book of heroes. Some prefer to be first in things of minor import than second in greater exploits. 64. Avoid worry. Such prudence brings its own reward. It escapes much, and is thus the midwife of comfort and so of happiness. Neither give nor take bad news unless it can help. Some men's ears are stuffed with the sweets of flattery, others with the bitters of scandal, while some cannot live without a daily annoyance, no more than Mithridates could without poison. It is no rule of life to prepare for yourself lifelong trouble in order to give a temporary enjoyment to another, however near and dear. You never ought to spoil your own chances to please another who advises and keeps out of the affair, and in all cases where to oblige another involves disobliging yourself, 'tis a standing rule that it is better he should suffer now than you afterwards, and in vain. 65. Elevated taste. You can train it like the intellect. Full knowledge whets desire and increases enjoyment. You may know a noble spirit by the elevation of his taste. It must be a great thing that can satisfy a great mind. Big bites for big mouths, lofty things for lofty spirits. Before their judgment the bravest tremble, the most perfect lose confidence. Things of the first importance are few. Let appreciation be rare. Taste can be imparted by intercourse. Great good luck to associate with the highest taste. But do not affect to be dissatisfied with everything. 'Tis the extreme of folly, and more odious if from affectation than if from quixotry. Some would have God create another world and other ideals to satisfy their fantastic imagination. 66. See that things end well. Some regard more the rigor of the game than the winning of it. but to the world the discredit of the final failure does away with any recognition of the previous care. The victor need not explain. The world does not notice the details of the measures employed, but only the good or ill result. You lose nothing if you gain your end. A good end gilds everything, however unsatisfactory the means. Thus at times it is part of the art of life to transgress the rules of the art, if you cannot end well otherwise. 67. Prefer callings en évidence. Most things depend on the satisfaction of others. Esteem is to excellence what the zephyr is to flowers, the breath of life. There are some callings which gain universal esteem, while others more important are without credit. The former, pursued before the eyes of all, obtain the universal favor. The others, though they are rarer and more valuable, remain obscure and unperceived, honored but not applauded. Among princes, conquerors are the most celebrated, and therefore the kings of Aragón earned such applause as warriors, conquerors, and great men. An able man will prefer callings en évidence, which all men know of and utilize, and he thus becomes immortalized by universal suffrage. 68. It is better to help with intelligence than with memory. The more as the latter needs only recollection, the former vous. Many persons omit the à propos because it does not occur to them. A friend's advice on such occasions may enable them to see the advantages. 'Tis one of the greatest gifts of mind to be able to offer what is needed at the moment. For want of that, many things fail to be performed. Share the light of your intelligence when you have any, and ask for it when you have it not, the first cautiously, the last anxiously. Give no more than a hint. This finesse is especially needful when it touches the interest of him whose attention you awaken. You should give but a taste at first, and then pass on to more when that is not sufficient. If he thinks of no, go in search of yes. Therein lies the cleverness, for most things are not obtained simply because they are not attempted. 69. He is a great man who never allows himself to be influenced by the impressions of others. Self-reflection is the school of wisdom. To know one's disposition and to allow for it, even going to the other extreme so as to find the juste milieu between nature and art. Self-knowledge is the beginning of self-improvement. There be some whose humors are so monstrous that they are always under the influence of one or the other of them, and put them in place of their real inclinations. They are torn asunder by such disharmony, and get involved in contradictory obligations. Such excesses not only destroy firmness of will, all power of judgment gets lost, desire and knowledge pulling in opposite directions. 70. Know how to refuse. One ought not to give way in everything, nor to everybody. To know how to refuse is therefore as important as to know how to consent. This is especially the case with men of position. All depends on the how. Some men's no is thought of more than the yes of others, for a gilded no is more satisfactory than a dry yes. There are some who always have no on their lips, whereby they make everything distasteful. No always comes first with them, and when sometimes they give way after all, it does them no good on account of the unpleasing herald. Your refusal need not be point blank. Let the disappointment come by degrees, nor let the refusal be final. That would be to destroy dependence. Let some spice of hope remain to soften the rejection. Let politeness compensate, and fine words supply the place of deeds. Yes and no are soon said, but give much to think over. End of section 9.